Hi, everyone. Time for Daybreak in 10 on Color 10.
You know that means we'll be on the air commercial-free for the next 10 minutes to wrap up Daybreak for you. Let's get a check of your forecast first to start off with meteorologist Elisa Rafa. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. We are starting out with some sun coming up and shining. A couple of clouds out there this morning. It's 28 degrees in Springfield with a south and southeast wind at 6 miles per hour. Some patchy fog in spots. We've seen some of that on the camera in Branson. 7 miles visibility there. It's 32 in Branson, 29 in Fort Leonard Wood, and 26 in Mountain Grove. Temperatures will be near average today, going for 50 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures again in the upper 40s to about 50 degrees. We drop to about 34 tonight with an isolated shower chance, and we do that again tomorrow. Isolated shower possible with a temperature of 51 degrees. By Saturday, we will pull in a threat for severe weather to the south and to the east of Springfield. We've got marginal, slight, and enhanced risk piled up here to the south and east. With each of these colors, we're looking at increasing intensity and number of strong to severe storms, with things being most numerous and most intense down here in the orange. So we're looking at this threat in the early afternoon on Saturday to the south and east. Locally heavy rain will also be a concern because we're so saturated already on the soils and rivers. That's going to be a problem. And then we'll have non-thunderstorm winds. Okay, winds not associated with severe weather, gust in excess of 40 miles per hour. So it'll be pretty windy out there with the rain as well. Joe, Lauren.
New for you this morning, the Springfield Police Department spent the night at a standoff in downtown Springfield. Lieutenant Mike Lucas says the department was called to Jenny Lind Hall Apartments around 7:30 last night to a man in distress. About 2 hours later, fire extinguishers went off in the apartment there, which caused the fire alarm to go off, so officers evacuated a few floors as a precaution. Lucas says officers were able to take the man into custody after 4 hours.
Much more difficult because we actually, it ties our hands, and there's not even an option to leave a scene like this when there's that many people that are in a building like that. We can't leave other people in jeopardy if somebody's in distress like he was tonight.
Lieutenant Lucas is referring to the small capacity of an apartment space with which to work in that situation. No one was injured during the incident.
We bring you a local spotlight this morning. One high school wrestling team in the Ozarks has wrapped up a season full of many firsts.
Hannah Zettel is back from Lebanon High after she spoke with the 2019 state girls wrestling champs.
Joe and Lauren, this was the very first season that girls wrestling is state sanctioned. And not only did the Yellow Jackets take home the title, this was actually the first state championship the high school has ever won in any sport. 4 of the 5 girls sent to state placed, with freshman Quincy Glendenning being crowned the inaugural individual state champ. Many of the girls on the team are strong, two-sport athletes, and many were influenced to join because of older siblings who also wrestled. Before girls wrestling was sanctioned in Missouri, aspiring wrestlers had to compete on co-ed teams. Lebanon coaches say that for girls to be successful against boys at the varsity level, they would have to remain in lower weight classes every season and fight with an expert technique. Now that the sport is sanctioned, girls attending Lebanon jumped at the chance to compete at the sport they love on a level playing field. Coach Matt Neely says victory tastes even sweeter after the years he spent grappling for wrestling equality.
It was a little surreal, honestly. You know, you envision this when a season starts, you know, the what could happens, you know, but with a sport like wrestling, you know, nothing's ever set in stone. You know, for then what you envisioned and hoped would happen for the girls to actually happen, you know, it's an amazing feeling.
I think for sure there's going to be so many girls that join the sport, and, you know, like, it's going to blow up, I feel like.
Now, both the coach and the girls believe this win is just the start for the school and the sport itself. All of the teammates I spoke with feel that many more female wrestlers will join the team next season. And as for future goals, well, the Yellow Jackets are at the top of the mountain, and they plan to stay there.
Hannah, thank you for that report. And some more local news. Nixa City Administrator Jimmy Lyles is hoping to bring forward a bill that would allow for the purchase of liquor through a drive-through service. Currently, Nixa ordinances prohibit those sales. The bill comes as retailers like Walmart and even Price Cutter continue to expand their online order pickup. Right now, those orders cannot include liquor in the city of Nixa. While council members vary on their stance, they've agreed to let Lyles bring forth a bill at the next city council meeting.
Today, the Springfield Business Development Center will hold its 2019 annual meeting. This year's events will feature the theme For the Love of Springfield and will look at shaping the future of the community by looking at and attracting and developing talent. The keynote speaker is author Peter Kageyama, who will also address everyone there. Doors open at 11 o'clock.
In some political coverage, a Missouri House bill moves on, which would make possessing and dealing with the potent synthetic opioid fentanyl and certain other date rape drugs a felony. The measure would make it a first or second degree felony to possess or traffic fentanyl, which can be up to 50 times more powerful than heroin, and derivatives such are even more powerful, like carfentanil. Penalties range from 3 years to life in prison, depending on the amount of the drug. More than 950 people died of opioid overdoses in 2017 in Missouri. That's according to Missouri's Department of Health and Senior Services.
Tonight at the White River Conference Center, the Springfield Convention and Visitors Bureau will hold its annual Salute to Travel and Tourism Awards. Lieutenant Governor Mike Kehoe will address the state of the state, and staff will also discuss plans for 2019 in promoting Springfield as a travel destination. We have a few trends happening right now that we need to talk about here. Jesse Smollett, we brought you that story earlier on in Daybreak. As of about an hour ago or so, he is now arrested after turning himself into police.
He is the star in Entourage, and basically he had accused had accused two men of beating him up and some homophobic slurs. It turns out that he's accused of faking that hate crime, and the brothers came forward and said that he hired them to do that.
Right. So he's charged with disorderly conduct for filing a false police report, which is a felony in the state of Illinois.
And he actually has a bail hearing this afternoon, I believe, as well.
Okay. One other trend that's going on, Galaxy. Everyone's all about the Galaxy Smart X10 or something like that. This phone stuff. Check it out, Elisa, right here. Folding out, and there's your tablet right there. Would you do it? Would you buy it?
She needs some time to think about
You're really on the fence about this?
Do a little research.
Wait, was there a screen on the front side too? So it's
it looks
double-sided
like this,
screen.
and then once you fold it out, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a screen on the front,
Right.
and then you open it.
There you go. And now it's a tablet.
Wow.
Interesting.
We must have missed phones like that, like the sidekicks and the razors. You know, we missed it is what happened.
What she brought up is, what's the difference between the phone and the tablet at this point? I think when you fold it, you just lose the phone call capability, I guess?
Yeah, it says it's a phone and a tablet, but
Yeah.
to me it's just a big phone.
Don't know. $1,900 if you're considering it. So there you go.
Really?
Yeah. All right, you don't want to buy it now. One last check of your forecast right now.
Oh, we got to do a buzz winner.
Oh, yeah. Go with the forecast while we pull the
that.
winner.
No, do that.
This is the fastest
be
we've
out
ever
of
done
time,
this.
kid.
Deborah Burks. My grandson has never been to a movie. He's almost 4. Congrats, Deborah.
Super sweet.
Very nice.
50
All right,
today
good to
with
see.
some clouds. There you go.
That's all we need.
Thanks
All right,
for tuning
everyone.
in.
Congrats, Deborah. Look at that sunrise.